Welcome back to Doomsday Prepper. Today, we're confronting a scenario none of us ever hoped to see, the day after a nuclear Armageddon. The destruction is unimaginable, but survival is still possible if you've prepared and know what to do. In this video, we'll walk you through the critical steps you need to take in the immediate aftermath of a nuclear war. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell to stay up to date with all our survival strategies. Let's dive in. The day after a nuclear war will be a nightmare of unprecedented scale. The first 24 hours are crucial. The most immediate threat will be radiation exposure from nuclear fallout. You'll need to remain inside a shelter or a fortified location as far away from fallout as possible. If you've prepped ahead, you should already be in a safe zone, ideally underground or in a building with thick, dense materials like concrete or lead. If you're not, get there as fast as possible and avoid going outside for at least 48 to 72 hours after the attack. Fallout radiation is at its most dangerous in those first few days. Once inside, seal off all entry points. Use plastic sheeting, duct tape, or any other available material to block windows, doors, and vents to minimize exposure to radioactive particles. Limit airflow from outside and avoid contact with dust or debris. If you've been exposed, wash yourself thoroughly, especially areas like your hair and skin where fallout dust could cling. Remove and dispose of contaminated clothing immediately. Your next priority will be rationing your food and water. During a nuclear event, water sources can become contaminated with radioactive fallout, so it's crucial that you've stockpiled enough clean water. If you need to purify water, distillation is the most effective method for removing radioactive particles, though a high-quality water filter is better than nothing. Food should be non-perishable and kept in airtight containers. Any food stored outside or in areas exposed to fallout is likely to be contaminated and unsafe. Communication will be almost non-existent. The EMP from nuclear explosions may have fried electronics and knocked out power grids. Having a battery-powered or hand-crank radio could be your only connection to the outside world. Tune in to emergency broadcasts to stay informed about radiation levels and any potential aid efforts. Ham radios, if shielded from the EMP, could also be vital for making contact with other survivors or listening for important information. You'll need to monitor radiation levels regularly. This is where a Geiger counter or radiation detector comes into play. If you've prepped, you should have one on hand. Knowing when radiation levels have dropped to safer levels will allow you to eventually leave your shelter, but until then, patience is key. Security is going to be a major concern as well. In the days following a nuclear event, law and order will likely have collapsed. Desperate survivors could become a threat, and resources will be scarce. You'll need to fortify your shelter and be prepared to defend yourself and your supplies. Stay armed, stay alert, and make sure you have defensive measures in place to protect your family. Mental resilience is as important as physical preparation. The psychological toll of nuclear war is unimaginable, and staying calm is essential to survival. You'll be faced with the stress of isolation, uncertainty, and potentially horrifying sights if you step outside your shelter. Focus on the tasks at hand: rationing food, maintaining security, and staying informed. Mental breakdowns can be deadly in high-stress survival situations, so keep your mind sharp and your will to survive intact. As time passes and radiation levels decrease, you'll eventually need to venture out. This is where your knowledge of post-nuclear survival skills becomes critical. You'll need protective gear, gas masks, gloves, and thick clothing to minimize exposure. Travel in short bursts, keeping track of time spent outside, and always have a plan for finding clean resources like uncontaminated water and food. Rebuilding society after nuclear war will take generations, but survival starts the day after. By being prepared, staying informed, and remaining resilient, you and your loved ones can weather the aftermath of even the most devastating event humanity has ever faced. Surviving the day after nuclear Armageddon isn't easy, but it's possible if you've prepared. What would be your top survival priority in this scenario? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more essential prepping content. Stay safe, stay prepared, and thanks for watching.